What is up, my frosty brethren? My name is Arctic, and today I'm bringing you guys some initial impressions of Titanfall 2. For those that don't remember, the original Titanfall, man, I played the heck out of that game when it launched on Xbox One. This is one of my most anticipated games that year, and I played it well after a lot of people stopped playing it on Xbox, which is one of those games I really enjoy coming up from like an Unreal Tournament background in shooters. This kind of just appealed to me more so than anything else on the market. And then we saw with things like Advanced Warfare and then Black Ops 2, the wall running, things like that, Infinity Ward, Activision, all those folks, Treyarch, kind of paying attention to Respawn Entertainment, which were the OGs, the originators of Call of Duty, and then they worked on Modern Warfare, which is, you know, coming out next week or this week actually with the remake, and they worked on Modern Warfare 2. So these are the OGs of Call of Duty. So the game, just from a control standpoint, feels phenomenal, and introducing these Titans on top of Call of Duty gameplay essentially. And this movement really makes the game feel, my own words, like a modern Unreal Tournament. So it really appeals to me because of that. If you guys remember back when Titanfall was originally out, or actually before it came out, my big thing was I wanted to, you know, basically destroy people, and I kind of have the same feeling when playing Titanfall 2. I just want to do things and make plays that other people have a hard time pulling off, or might not be able to aim as well while you're up in the air, moving around, flying over people's heads, shooting them in the face. So, you know, this game really gives you that ability to outplay your opponent, at least from the ground game combat with pilots. So, you know, I really enjoy it in that regard. Now, movement controls, again, they feel responsive. You know, overall, I think that they have exactly the same formula and DNA of the original Titanfall. So when you talk about the wall running, the controls in terms of aiming, firing, weapons, everything feels super responsive. The one thing that I was not particularly fond of, because it's slower than I would have expected, is the grappling. Grappling is actually a new mechanic in Titanfall on a specific class that you choose when you're creating your loadouts for your heroes. And I didn't play the tech test at all. I thought that when you would grapple that it would be much snappier and faster, and it's actually quite slow. And even from a momentum standpoint, for them being so far in the future, I don't understand. Like, it's just like you're sailing in the air. Like, it's so slow. And I was kind of really surprised and taken aback by how that actually feels in game. So grappling is probably the one thing I think could probably be improved from a responsiveness kind of feel. It doesn't feel good to grapple to me, though. When I actually switched to something else, I kind of found myself wanting to grapple to another building to continue on with some of the jumps that were just a little bit out of range for me. But otherwise, I think it feels fantastic. In terms of weapons, if you guys remember the original Titanfall, there was a very bare bones, simplistic amount of weapons. And I feel like they kept it in the same vein. You know, you equip your main weapon. They have some submachine guns, some snipers, and things like that. So that it feels like there's more weapon selection and weapon choice. But they also added a couple different options. I think of grenades and shuriken, throwing stars. You know, I feel like it's in the right realm of how many that should be in the game this time around. And I think there's a good amount of weapon choice for just about everyone that wants to have a little bit more depth and feel like, you know, it's not as bare bones, I think, as the original. Because, you know, a lot of people would play, I think, you know, when the game released or whatever in 2013 in March or something, go, that's it, that's all there is. And I feel like this has a lot more meat to it as well. And then one of the other, you know, big components of the gameplay is the Titans, right? I actually liked Titan gameplay in the original Titanfall more than I like it in Titanfall 2. That being said, you know, I think there's still a lot of aspiring gameplay. You know, you see a Titan drop and you're like, man, I really want to get my Titan out right now. And there's some gameplay that I have where, you know, I get into a Titan and I absolutely wreck shop while the other people don't have theirs out. Typically, I find myself being one of the first ones to call my Titan. So, you know, once you get a few plays and you're able to call that Titan out, you can really, you know, tear some things up. The one thing I don't feel like feels as good is there seems to be less opportunity for you to outplay your opponent in a Titan. For whatever reason, I remember on the original Titanfall, in a 2v1, like, you could make some plays with your Titan. I think it was because there were more dashes. Now the dashes are on this long cooldown. You can actually get an extra dash, but it just doesn't feel as fluid when you're in a Titan. So if you're in a 2v1 situation, it's very difficult to make some outplays. And it could be because I don't know the maps as well, so movement is a little bit harder for me. And as I started to play more, I started to get more of a rhythm of how I could survive. But you know, I think there's going to be less outplays with Titans. Maybe it'll be just more special when you actually do have that happen. Because I have like one or two 2v1s, I was like, yes, I got it. But outside of that, there weren't too many others. The one mechanic that I also don't like is the healing mechanic. And this one I want to go at a little in depth on. You know, I like it in concept, right? You have to use your allies, your teammates, to basically pick up those battery packs and drop it on your Titan. The downside is I'm solo queue so much in this game that, you know, even when there are battery packs on the ground, I don't feel like in solo, like, my teammate is going to run up and heal me. I did have it happen one time, but I've played like 40 games now, and it was literally only that one time that someone had hopped on my back with a battery pack. And in 40 games, I think I've only done it once or twice as well. So it's not like it's a common occurrence. So I don't know, I just feel like people are too interested. They have too much self-interest to go out of their way to grab a battery pack and put it on you know, someone else's Titan, especially if they feel like they can outperform your Titan. It's like, well, why would I even waste my time, potentially die on your Titan, rather than just calling in my own and doing whatever work I need to do. So, you know, I don't necessarily feel like it's a bad mechanic in terms of concept, but in implementation, it's much more team focused and team oriented, where, you know, if you have a group of 4, 5, 6, 8 guys, then that makes sense. But if you're solo queue, which probably 95%, I don't know if it's that high, but like 70% of the community is probably solo queue, then this doesn't feel as good as a mechanic as the concept. Just because people have too much self-interest to be running around dropping batteries on your Titans when they could just be, you know, making other plays or handling objectives. So, you know, I think that's probably about one knock on this version versus the other one. I'd rather just have the shields regenerate or whatever, just to add to that, again, kind of outplay scenario. Last couple things. Maps all seem pretty good so far. I think I've run through all of them a number of times across a number of different game modes. The only game mode I didn't play was Attrition, because I just didn't like it from the previous one. I also didn't play Free For All. Other than that, a couple games of Last Titan Standing. The one that I thought was super cool, Bounty Hunter. I feel like they should just get rid of Attrition and have Bounty Hunter in there if you're going to have, you know, the AI running around. That was actually pretty fun. The game mode that I think is the absolute best, hands down, will continue to be the best, is Capture the Flag. Oh my god, Capture the Flag is so fun on Titanfall. It was fun on the original Titanfall. It is super fun on Titanfall 2. It really should be their flagship game mode. Unfortunately, they always put like Team Deathmatch or Bounty Hunters or Attrition in the first slot, so people play that more. But CTF is absolutely amazing. My adrenaline was pumping the entire time I played. It was just super fun. The other surprise game mode, and I enjoyed it a little bit, was Coliseum, which is basically a 1v1 with this like plasma rifle weapon, and you have to basically lead your shots if you want to win. The meleeing seems a little cheap in there, I was actually trying to aim. This guy ran up on me twice and meleeed me. So like, okay, since you're not going to try to shoot me at all, I just kept my distance and ended up winning 3-2 over the guy. It was actually pretty funny. So I'll probably include that gameplay maybe tomorrow so you guys can watch that one and just kind of talk through it. But hands down, CTF is the best. Hardpoint is fun. Bounty Hunter is fun. Last Titan Standing is fun. I'm assuming Free For All is fun. And for those people that just want to play Call of Duty with movement, you can play Pilot vs. Pilot. I don't like Pilot vs. Pilot that much. I think it just takes away from what this game actually is. I said that before on the original Titanfall when people were asking for it. I'm going to say that again now. I don't like that game mode that much. I think it actually takes away from the experience that is Titanfall. Running around on those huge ass maps with basically huge alleyways built for these Titans, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel good to me to run in around on the maps without the Titans in. And I understand that's a mechanic that people want to have. It's just, it's not as good, guys. It's just not as good. Just play Call of Duty. You might as well just play Call of Duty. Black Ops had the exact same stuff, although it doesn't feel as good. Don't get me wrong. It does not feel nearly as good on Black Ops 3 as opposed to this. But you already got that. You got a new one coming out on Friday. So, you know, you could just play that versus trying to make this thing another, basically, Call of Duty. That's my input on Pilot vs. Pilot. I know, again, a lot of people like it. It's just not for me. It takes away from the game experience. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this initial impressions. I definitely enjoyed the game a lot. Titanfall, one of my favorite new IPs to come out in the last 5 years or so. So, you know, I'm enjoying myself. I'm definitely going to play a lot. There's a lot of other things that I also want to play. So I'll probably be juggling a few games, but definitely a game that you should have for sure. I think that this is a must-buy game, just so you can experience, especially if you didn't play the original Titanfall, which only launched, well, it came out on PC, but Xbox One and PCs. So if you're on PS4, which is where I'm playing it, definitely pick it up. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and until next time, folks, I will catch you all later. Stay frosty. Did you enjoy this video?
It was hot. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making this video. If you enjoyed this video, what do you think they should do?
They should like and subscribe. Is that too much?
I was, you know, on a scale of like 1 to 10, that was probably like 8. You can bring it down to a 5. What's your 5?
Bring it down a bit. Like and subscribe.
That was like a 3.
I got it. Like and subscribe, guys.